Welcome. This is a good day, everybody. This is a great day. We're talking about our Jesus. Day 39, and we're reading from chapter 52, verse 13, down to the end of 53, chapter 53. Let's just focus on Jesus right now. Let's just remember he is the author and the perfecter of our faith. And let's read this passage. It says, "See, my servant will prosper. He will be highly exalted." But many were amazed when they saw him. His face was so disfigured that he hardly seemed human. And from his appearance, one would scarcely know he was a man. He will startle many nations. Kings will stand speechless in his presence, for they will see what they have not been told. They will understand what they had not heard about. Who has believed our message? To whom has the Lord revealed his powerful arm? My servant grew up in the Lord's presence like a tender green shoot, like a root in dry ground. There was nothing beautiful or majestic about his appearance. There was nothing to attract us to him. He was despised and rejected, a man of sorrows, acquainted with deepest grief. We turned our backs on him and looked the other way. He was despised and we did not care. Yet it was our weaknesses he carried. It was our sorrows that weighed him down. And we thought his troubles were a punishment from God, a punishment for his own sins. But he was pierced for our rebellion. He was crushed for our sins. He was beaten so we could be whole. He was whipped so we could be healed. All of us, like sheep, have strayed away. We have left God's paths to follow our own. The Lord laid on him the sins of us all. He was oppressed and treated harshly, yet he never said a word. He was led like a lamb to the slaughter, and as a sheep is silent before the shearers, he did not open his mouth. Unjustly condemned, he was led away. No one cared that he died without descendants, that his life was cut short in midstream. But he was struck down for the rebellion of my people. He had done no wrong. And he had never deceived anyone. But he was buried like a criminal. He was put in a man's grave. But it was the Lord's good plan to crush him and cause him grief. Yet when his life is made an offering for sin, he will have many descendants. He will enjoy a long life, and the Lord's good plan will prosper in his hands. When he sees all that is accomplished by his anguish, he will be satisfied, and because of his experience, my righteous servant will make it possible for many to be counted righteous, for he will bear all their sins. I will give him the honours of a victorious soldier, because he exposed himself to death. He was counted among the rebels. He bore the sins of many and interceded for rebels. There's that song, talking about my Jesus. Yeah, anyway, I can't remember it. It's talking about Jesus right there. And this is just such a powerful passage. Like, to me, when it talks about that he's paying for our sins and that he's raised up and everything, it can't be talking about an earthly king. It can't be talking about the nation of Israel, because it says that he never deceived anybody. This, to me, is clearly talking about Jesus. It says there, just as it refers to us, it says here that when he sees all that is accomplished by his anguish, he will be satisfied. The Bible says that for the joy set before him, that Jesus endured the cross. It says that the Lord's good plan to crush him, it was the Lord's good plan to crush him and cause him grief. This abhorrent plan, this horrible image that we have of a crucifixion, yet it was the Lord's good plan to set him free. It cost him everything. It caused him grief. This wasn't just I'm the Son of God, I've got a handle on this. This doesn't cause me any grief. No, it caused him grief, and yet he went through it for us. I love it so much, and I just want us to today just dwell in gratitude and thankfulness about Jesus. The fact is, we have sinned. We have left God's path to go our own way. And I wonder what today, are you orientating your life completely around God, completely around others, or do you orientate sometimes around, well, that's called sin. You're not going God's way, you're going your way. But he has a plan for that. He's already paid for that. And he paid for it through the death of his son. So let's just dwell in such gratitude today. Amen.